You are looking now at 1,500 of a country's currency. In most countries, this amount of money could guarantee you 1 week of an extremely comfortable life, and in some countries, it could even allow you to live nicely for a month. But today we're visiting Argentina, and the local currency, the peso, is constantly losing value. This amount can just get you a cappuccino in most cafes in Buenos Aires. Let's see how it is to live in Argentina, one of the global champions of high inflation. Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we'll talk about Argentina, one of the countries with the highest inflation rates in 2023 and possibly also in 2024. Before we start the usual talk, if you want to travel, move or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other videos, book a consultation call, the link is here in the description. It includes not only the call but also 1 year of unlimited emails as you go through your immigration journey. The link is also in the pinned comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's start. Arriving in Argentina in 2023 brought me to a few interesting sensations. From one side, I was arriving in what was once one of the wealthiest countries in the world, with beautiful Art Nouveau architecture, a rich culture, and some of the best restaurants you can even dream of. On the other hand, I knew that the wealth of Argentina was mostly a memory from the past. Argentina lost its title of being among the wealthiest countries in the world decades ago, and in recent years it has also lost the title of being a relatively economically stable country, to find itself among the most chaotic countries when we talk about economy. Names like Turkey, Venezuela, or Iran are often mentioned together with Argentina when we talk about economic disasters of the current century. As a matter of fact, upon arrival in Argentina, the first ATM I went to had no money left, and I thought the situation was worse than previously imagined. However, after getting used to the pace of things in the country, I realized that the situation wasn't as bad as I thought. Actually, as a foreigner, it was quite good, and you will know why throughout this video. Let's understand a little bit why Argentina got to this and what is the current situation in the country. Despite the fact that the inflation rate in Argentina is currently hovering around 190% per year, according to most sources, that still doesn't characterize a situation of hyperinflation. The concept is arbitrary, but usually a hyperinflation is the one above 50% per month. In other words, way more than what is felt in Argentina at the moment. There are several reasons that brought Argentina's economy to its knees. In order not to get too complex on this matter, I'll just mention the key reasons. Excessive public spending is probably the main reason behind Argentina's inflation. Couple that with extreme incompetence from most of the previous governments in the country, Argentina opted for the dangerous path of quantitative easing, which in simple English can be translated as printing money as if there's no tomorrow. Argentina also had problems paying its bonds, and its debt restructuring made the country's reputation even worse in foreign markets. The pandemic just made the money printing issue worse. And here we are today. A cup of coffee can cost 2,000 pesos in the streets of Buenos Aires. But who knows? Maybe by the time you're watching this, it can cost 10 times more. So, the current situation in Argentina is very high inflation, low confidence in international markets, and public spending is still sky high. In other words, Argentina is pretty So, what will happen next in Argentina? A new president has been elected in Argentina. His name is Javier Milei, and he has very ambitious ideas to change the course of the country's erratic economy. Among his plans, the privatization of many of Argentina's huge public companies such as Aerolíneas Argentinas, the national flag carrier airline. Apart from that, he also wants to reform the pension system and cut benefits. One of his main ideas, though, is to change the national currency to the US dollar, an idea that has already worked well in South America. Ecuador, for example, dropped its currency in the year 2000, adopting the US dollar as a legal tender. Things are going good for the Ecuadorian economy, at least when we compare it with the years it had its own currency. But as every politician does, promising things is a rather easy task. Making viable plans a reality is another story. I am certainly unable to say whether the new government will be able to really change the situation in Argentina. Over the past 2 decades, despite having governments both to the right and to the left, Argentina's economy just got worse. But, as the well-known phrase says, in the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity. So now, let's talk about how you can benefit from the economic situation in Argentina. I am certainly not cheering for things to get worse in Argentina, and I truly hope the country gets back on its economic track in the near future. But the current chaos in the country offers a window of opportunity for most foreigners visiting the country. The opportunity for foreigners lies on the bizarre currency exchange system currently in place in Argentina. There are more than 10 types of exchange rates in Argentina. To be honest, I can't even tell you the exact number of exchange types, as they keep adding more options to the list. Quickly before we jump into why I believe it is a good idea to come to Argentina now, let's try to understand the mysterious currency system currently in place in Argentina. As I said, Argentina has many different currency exchange rates when changing local pesos to any foreign currency. The reason why they exist is initially to control inflation and to help the government to stop losing their national reserves. In reality, however, it is just a part of a series of economic blunders the government is relentless doing, completely unable to create a monetary policy that is even partially effective. The key difference here is that, while Argentinians can only access good exchange rates to a certain extent, as various capital controls and price restrictions apply, foreigners, however, can always access the best exchange rate. And this is where the opportunity is. The best exchange rate is called dollar blue if you are exchanging US dollars to pesos, and it is somewhere from 2 to 3 times cheaper than the official exchange rate. Doing an oversimplification just to try to explain it quickly, your purchase power as a foreign visitor in Argentina is 2 to 3 times higher than it is if you visit some neighboring countries like Uruguay, Chile, or Brazil. Now let's go back to the beginning of the video where we started with 1,500 pesos. As a foreigner, you can pay the real cost for a cappuccino, 1,500 pesos, or roughly $1.5. But considering the purchase power and the currency exchange restrictions, locals will pay the same 1,500 pesos, but for them it will cost $3 in real economic terms. To sum up, Argentina has never been cheaper for foreigners, and it is still an amazing country to visit. Buenos Aires is certainly one of my favorite cities in all of the Americas. The countryside of Argentina is also uniquely spectacular. It certainly deserves a video on its own to cover only that. Finally, let's talk about how to get to Argentina in terms of visas and residence permits. The good news here is that Argentina has an extremely flexible visa and residence permit policy. Basically, citizens from every Western country, including those in Latin America, can visit Argentina visa-free. Citizens of Mercosur can also move to the country with virtually no restrictions. The length of stay is usually 90 days. Even countries with weaker passports like Turkey, Kazakhstan, Mongolia or South Africa can travel to Argentina visa-free, again up to 90 days. Argentina also has a digital nomad visa for stays up to 180 days. If you want to stay longer and reside in Argentina, it is also quite easy to get a residence permit in the country. The best option is to get a residence permit as a rentista. A rentista is a person that has one or several types of income from one or more sources. Currently, you need to receive an income that is at least 5 times the minimum salary in Argentina, which translates to $2,000 per month, considering the official exchange rate, or $1,000 per month, considering the dollar blue rate. That is, 5 minimum salaries would be $2,000. The minimum salary in the country is in pesos, obviously, so this rate changes every day as the exchange rate also changes. For retirees, the amount is the same, but you have to prove you're officially retired in some country. There are no significant differences or benefits between these two types of residence permits. It is important to stress that if you have an income of $2,000 per month and you live in Argentina, you can have a similar lifestyle as if you would be earning 5,000 euros in Western Europe or even $10,000 per month in the United States. Of course, that is just some rough approximation. Despite most things being pretty cheap in Argentina, some items like cars or imported goods are actually quite expensive in the country. So at the end of the day, it will also depend on your lifestyle. That's it for today's video. Write down in the comment section what do you think about Argentina. And if this video was useful somehow, hit the like button, check our other videos, book a consultation call with me, the link is in the description, it is in the pinned comment, or just write me an email. And don't forget to do what is one of the easiest things to do: subscribe! See you next time!